Hari Om and welcome to all the Divine Atma Jyotis. Let us continue our Aparoksha Anubhuti contemplation. So we've been contemplating the day 2 based talk. Based on that, we've formed these questions. And currently, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think all of us except Saravananji has shared the up to the question 5. Is that the right statement? Padmaji, Deepaji, Shilpakalaji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And yeah, so Saravananji said that, he will, he's not prepared today. Next session also may not happen because next Sunday we have Krishna Janmashtami. So once we resume, we'll continue with that with Saravananji. Then I think we can go into questions 6 to 11. Here again, Padmaji, have you shared all the 6 to 11?
I think I did the first. Yeah, yes, sir. All 11, yes.
You have done, okay.
Yeah.
How about
I think Shubha also did.
Shubha also did, okay. So I think Shilpa Kalaji, have you?
No, sir.
Okay. And Deepaji, you also haven't, I suppose, right?
I haven't.
Okay, all right. Hari Om Satyaji.
Hari Om Vijayji.
Hari Om. What a nice gesture. Thank you.
I should thank you, Vijayji.
Hari Om Satyaji.
Hari
After a long time.
Yeah.
So nice.
Hari Om Padmaji.
Darshan after a long time.
Yes, yes.
So
Satya Darshanam.
Satya Darshanam.
I hope so. I hope even I have that Satya Darshanam because I've been out of AVSC for so long for whatever reasons. But then I know what difference AVSC has made to me. Particularly, that one start of the week, a Sunday morning starting like this, that actually keeps you focused on what is the real Satya instead of getting into all other stuff. So here I am. I'm back. So I just hope.
Welcome, Satyaji.
Yeah. Thank you, Vijayji.
What we've been doing is we've completed the Tattva Bodha.
Yeah.
We've started with the Aparoksha Anubhuti. Aparoksha Anubhuti has about 7 talks by Prabhuji. We have taken each day of the talk and we have broken that into questions. So right now we are in the day 2 talk and we have broken them into these, say for example, as you can see, some 11 questions.
Okay.
And so far, the Atmajyotis here have completed more or less the first 5. And today we were supposed to begin from the next 6.
Okay, Vijayji. I hope I get in tune with your, all this understanding and.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Vijayji.
Hari Om Arjunji.
Hari Om, sir. Namaskara.
So Arjunji, because we need to stop at around 7:45 today, directly with Aparoksha Anubhuti.
Yeah, even I had to move somewhere. I had to go at 7:30.
Yeah, okay, all right. How about you, Arjunji? Have you completed questions 6 to 11? Okay, so you also have completed only till question 5, Allah? Okay, all right, great. So then we will begin today's contemplation with question 6 onwards. Anyone likes to begin? Deepaji, Shilpakalaji, Arjunji.
Begin, sir.
Okay.
How is sarvam khalvidam brahma true within a knowledge? Sarvam khalvidam brahma means everything is Brahman. If we are going to take the example of pot, it is made of wood, mud, and our body is also made of mud. We have that earth element in us, and even after death, we go into the soil itself. So that can be the analogy. Then again, dreamer dreaming, the dream characters and dream world. Dreamer, in the dream again, he is being chased by the tiger in the dream world. Here, my consciousness actually appeared as a tiger. Everything, whatever I have seen in the dream, forest or river, whatever. So, and that is Maya. So I can say that everything is Brahman. Me. I am Brahman. Is that okay, Vijayji?
Yeah. So that example can be used. One more connected question. So from a understanding standpoint, using the dream world analogy is good. In practice, how do you bring this out? What does it mean in practice in the functional world?
In the functional world.
In the so-called, the transactional world, every day we have to deal with the various situations. So what does it mean? What does this understanding sarvam khalvidam brahma mean?
Everything that I see, may it be the human or the animal or any non-living thing, everything is Brahman.
Correct. But how does that understanding affect us? How can it be used? Can it be used?
Yeah. There'll be a few circumstances where I don't like to be in, and we can apply this thing in that so that it'll make my life easier. It can be used in that way.
So only in situations that you don't like to be in?
No. But that will be the time that I really have to apply. So it will help me in that way.
What would you apply in such a situation? If it is okay for you, you can consider any particular situation that you would like to explain and then.
Situation. If there are any people or if there is any person who doesn't like to speak to me because of whatever has happened in the past, though I don't feel that I was wrong, in such a situation, I can apply that. When I do that, even if the person doesn't like to speak to me or comes in front of me and doesn't speak to me, just keeping in mind that even that person is Brahman will help me in that way. And it will also help me realize how stupid I was to take that to my heart and move in a way that it also affects that person when he or she does this same thing to me. I'll just smile at that stupidity and feel pity for that person.
Okay.
So it will help me in that way.
Why would you feel pity for the other person?
Because Because that person doesn't know the real purpose of this life and just keeping those hard feelings in his heart and suffering.
And how would you be able to come to that conclusion that the other person doesn't know?
If that person had known, then don't you think that he will accept whatever had happened and also speak to me, Vijayji? Or try to...
Why would he? Why would he? Is that the mark? Is that the mark that the other person has realized? That, they have to, irrespective of who you are, they need to come and speak to you?
When that person is moving with such hard feelings, the whole day will be wasted in that, because whenever we come across such situations, the whole day we think of that. And not just a day, it may take a few more days to come out of that.
Yeah, the question is not that. The question is, how can you come to the conclusion that the other person is not realized and that you should have pity for the other person?
When his or her expression would be said that doesn't want to come out of that and speak to me, won't we know that he is just going on with that, what had happened?
So you are the one who's drawing that conclusion, is it not?
Yeah.
So for example, you stand in front of a tiger, it may growl. You stand in front of a dog, it may bark.
Yeah.
Now, what is the bark mean? What does the growl mean? The conclusion, who is drawing the conclusion?
Me.
So how are you saying that the other person is realized or not realized?
It is because we see that person speaking to others and we make a conclusion, isn't it?
Correct.
Speaking
But
to others.
ultimately, who's making the conclusion?
It's me.
And what is the basis of the conclusion? On what basis? For example, okay, so tell me that, let's ask the question slightly differently. On what basis would you conclude that someone is realized?
When we'll be when I'll be with that person, and if we are in the normal way as we were before, then we can draw that conclusion.
See, it is like saying that as a simple matter, for illustrating the point.
Okay.
Because let's assume, Modi is a realized person. He should be goody-goody with, somebody who's trying to terrorize the country. He has to go and walk up to them and talk to them and be goody-goody and should not show any enmity.
No, Vijay.
But that's the mark, no, of a realized person, that he speaks to everybody. He's trying to be normal. So what is the basis, or what is the signal, or what is the way you conclude that somebody is realized and somebody is not realized?
So whether the person has realized or not realized,
Is it possible for you
no,
to
we
know
can't change. We can't change them, but we
that?
ourselves should.
Before changing, is it possible for you to know that somebody is realized?
No, sir.
Then what is the next step then? Why am I even worried about changing the other person? Why should I change the other person?
No, Vijayji, we can't change anyone. We have to change ourselves. So accept whatever comes in whatever comes in my way.
Isn't that the only thing that you and I can do?
Yeah.
By looking at somebody's face or their behavior or their movement, there is no way for me to conclude somebody is realized or not realized. It's all once again my own analysis, my own understanding of life, my own feelings that I have, which themselves can be lying.
Yes, Vijayji.
So coming back, therefore, from where we started, you said, take pity on the other.
So even that is not required.
So what is then needed in the transactional world? What does sarvam khalvidam brahma really mean in the so-called day-to-day life?
See everyone as Brahman. To see everyone as Brahman.
If you really see everyone as Brahman, where is the need for pity? What does being Brahman really mean?
God.
That ultimate, pure, is it not?
Yeah.
Then
but
how
this
can
is
you
how
pity
we
the
are
ultimate pure?
Vijayji, but this is how we are conditioned, isn't it? That nature wouldn't go off. So to practice it will be very difficult. It'll take some time.
Fair enough. And that's why the question is, so what does it mean to say sarvam khalvidam brahma?
See
At an
everyone.
understanding level, it is easier to understand.
Yeah.
Like the dream, this is also a waking dream. Very easy to understand.
Yes.
What does it mean in practice?
This was what it meant to me. But after you said, I think I should try to practice it the way you said.
So what is therefore the practice or the approach that one can adopt in the clarity of thinking can change by simply understanding. However, to bring it out in action, what one can do? Yes, Arunji, you want to say something more?
I can add now or later, just related to how like seeing the other. I thought of adding my point.
Please, yeah.
Yeah, so will it be right to say that I can use the gold example to say that like how there are different jewelries and but everything is the nature of everything is gold, that I see different things in beings, but sarvam khalvidam brahma, basically for me it means that the nature behind everything is Brahman only. The appearance is what makes it look different, and not being able to live by that understanding causes the suffering, which is like getting upset or angry with the way they look or the way they talk or behave. But if I go back and say that like there is the nature is the nature behind everything is Brahman only, and it's appearances that are varied. Can I say that?
Yeah. Anyone else likes to add to this?
Now, will that help? I just want to ask even Rupaji. Will that understanding at that time and all the times, will that help?
Yeah, and remembering that all the time and trying to see God in them will help to a certain level, but bring to a certain level, because only when we apply that will we come to know the result of it, and that will become strong enough to practice again. I mean, in the future.
When you say to a certain level, yeah.
No, I have to take a step, Saravananji, to practice it. And when I see the result, I think that would encourage me to follow further. The teachings of Bhagavad Gita or whatever it is being taught in AVSC or Tattva Boda, when I have applied that, I have seen the result. So I'm still following it. It is just a matter of starting to practice whichever thing I come to know, that's like sarvam khalvidam brahma. When I start applying this and see the result, it will encourage me to follow it further. Certain level, in the sense, it is the step that I have to take now.
Fair.
Okay.
Who else would like to give their view on this question?
Vijayji,
Yes, Arjunji.
this experience happened to me. I would like to relate Sarva Kalavinda Brahma to ocean and the waves in the water.
Okay.
So that's the thing. And I happened to do this acupressure program. And we had this physiology subject at that point of time. And then at the surface, everybody looked different. But when you come to the cellular level, I found that everybody has got the same cells, immaterial of their shape, size, color, creed, caste, and all the stuff. So I am also made of the same stuff. The other person is also made of the same stuff. And somewhere I got connected so much that after that experience, I started less differentiating between people and more accepting them, because they are also made of the same stuff inside than and what I am made. And the outer appearance may be different, but inside everybody is the same. That was something which I could relate.
I have a question. When you say started accepting, who started accepting?
I'm very clear. I was even today. I don't say that I'm out of the body, mind, and intellect complex. I'm still in there. Okay, I may say that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the complex. I'm not the intellect. But if you really ask me, has it been come to a stage where you have come to a point where you have become, you're not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. As a concept, yes. As a living entity, or as a living, I am not yet reached there.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add again, even back to Deepaji. It is the presence of that mind that starts seeing the different, which is like I am separate and like the other person is separate, and he or she is not doing what I feel should be doing or should not be doing, right? And always that mind standing up is where like the separation starts and all the trouble starts. And I just want to connect back to the last session when Guruji showed up and he said like, where does like how like uh, taking you, uh, where does your boundaries start and end?
Mm.
He asked the question. Like right, so is it that body, if I take my form is within this, and so I am within this, or but if you go deeper, like we breathe, and so like it extends to the space where we exist and we breathe, and which is connected to everything else finally.
Yeah.
Right, so I feel it is that whenever the mind comes, basically the role, when I say mind, the role, which is father or son, or uh, uh, my role in my at work, that comes, I think that's where the difference starts and it becomes bigger, and sarvam khalvidam brahma breaks. When I start playing that role strongly, to that, attached to the role. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Let's go deep down. Yeah. And stop it.
Shilpa Kalaji, how about you? Would you like to share your view on this?
Yes, sir. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. Brahma means everything is Brahman, and everything comes from Brahman, and everything goes back to Brahman. So the analogy I would use is of gold ornaments, and how to apply this in everyday life is, of course, to see God in everyone, to see Brahman in everyone. It's through service is when you can refine yourself. And of course, it is difficult, but once you realize that we all are one at a fundamental level, at the molecular level, when we realize that we all are one, so yeah, you feel more compassionate. You help others with more, compassion, kindness. So this is what I feel.
Have you found any particular practice, or what is that you do that helps you with this, developing this clarity in action?
So, to be quite honest, to apply this in practical life, it's a bit difficult because I try to see, how I use is, I always remember that it's between me and God. I mean, sometimes when you are nice to people, people will not always be, acceptable of that. They will doubt your niceness, your kindness, or, so to overlook that, I always use that it's between me and God, and that's how I use it in my practical life. So whatever offering or whatever I'm doing, it's for God. Surrendering.
Very nice.
But still here, me, God, and others stands out very prominently.
Yes. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that Satyaji would like to share?
Yeah, Vijayji. So, I mean, as far as my understanding goes, I, I mean, at least, I mean, many times I am clear that I am not the body, mind, and intellect, and I am individual consciousness. And when I'm looking at the world outside, I exist, therefore the world exists. Because I'm conscious, I'm able to see that there is something else as the world. And when I'm saying I'm individual consciousness, everything outside is universal consciousness. So the fundamental knowingness, the awareness is the only thing that exists. And that is the only consciousness that exists. It is just that I am defining myself as Shiva, Shivoham, and then everything else as sarvam khalvidam brahman, just because I'm separating it with one outline of the body. And this separation also, I can definitely see that we give more importance to the mind. When I'm saying it is difficult for me, I am doing this, or someone is good, bad, and I can't accept that, or they can't accept, we are talking only out of the mind. So the more importance we are giving to the mind, the more difficult it is to see everything as Brahman. So this individual consciousness and what is there outside the world is the same. But in reality, though this is just a theory, unless and until it is totally synced in your daily life, I mean my daily life, the real beauty of it will not be revealed. Even now when I'm saying this, I'm saying it out of my mind, out of my intellect or understanding. But in practice, I think the only thing that is obstructing the individual consciousness to see the world as itself is the barrier, is the mind. So otherwise, everything is the same.
Very nice. So there is one beautiful talk by Prabhuji also, where he speaks about how does a gnani, when functioning in the world, see the world versus another, let's for this time being call it as a sadhaka or a gnani. The starting point for a gnani is that there is nothing, there's nothingness. So the focus of attention, see, the mind has capability of attention. What do you attend to? There the energy flows. So a sadhaka or a agnani may pay attention to, like you all rightly said, the so-called form. Okay, I see the person, I see the man coming, woman coming, and the relationship of that man or woman or that thing to me. So there is a me who is a boundary based on maybe my body or based on my own concepts, and there is other. So essentially, the viewpoint of a sadhaka or a agnani is that there is a me who is a separate boundary than the other. And all this conversation is between these two boundaries.
Yeah.
I am an Indian and I see someone, wearing, let's say, a Pakistani flag as another, because I am an Indian. So there is there is other. Whereas, especially when you go outside of India, you will feel it better. Somebody from India, whether they're from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, wherever, you feel, oh my God, mera watan ka. So, whereas within, when you are living inside India, are you Kannadiga? Then, you feel connected more to a Kannadiga than maybe a Tamilian. So, the sense of the boundary is really what you give at that point in time, depending upon your own understanding of life. So, an agnani acts out of such boundaries. Whereas the starting point for a gnani is that there is really no boundary. Fundamentally, not as a theory, fundamentally, there is no boundary. It is a mere illusion in the mind that there is a boundary. as we saw in the example of that very breathing, if this body has to function, breath is important. And from where the breath is coming, I may say that it is in the lungs. But what is that the lung is breathing? It's the air. And from where the air is coming? From the tree. And where the tree is? On the earth. And where the earth is? So like that, if you simply look at it, every single phenomena that is happening at this very moment, every single phenomena is all interconnected.
Yes.
It is simply an illusion that, I am separate. I am not really separate. There is no way to separate it. And that illusion, that separation is an illusion, is sarvam khalvidam brahma. So to show it in kind of a picture, it's like when you see the wave, you may miss the ocean. When you're looking at the ocean, you may miss the fundamental reality of the wave and the ocean is nothing but water only. And it has never changed, always been water only. Like that, what appears is nothing but that what we call as matter is nothing but energy fundamentally. And energy and consciousness cannot really be separated. And you are that consciousness. It is you who is giving meaning to the shapes that are appearing and disappearing by using the mind. So by using the mind, there is a naming happening to the forms that are appearing. So the fundamental source of this illusion is naming the changes that are happening in front of us. Naming and getting associated with that naming. This name is connected to me. This name is not connected to me. But fundamentally, what is appearing? Like in the dream analogy, the tiger, the runner, the forest, everything is me only. It is like saying that the dreamer getting associated with the tiger, or the dreamer getting associated with the runner. Oh, I am running and I'm running. Oh my God, I'm running, I may faint. But the tiger is me only. The forest is me only. But I'm running. Who's running? From who? So this grand illusion is what sarvam khalvidam brahma is.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Only when I apply that sarvam khalvidam brahma will I know the result. But still I have a doubt in it. Will that really make me comfortable, sir? Or will I be able to deal it in that way? Or will my mind be comfortable?
So, okay, so let's understand the question better. What is that you are asking? You're asking, this is all really nice. If I apply, whatever the outcome will be beneficial for me. Is that the question that you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So let's first of all understand who is the one who's seeking the benefit. Who is that you who is seeking? Who is that?
It's my ego.
It's your ego. In that very sentence, you yourself have clarified to yourself. It's my ego. So which means that you're able to see that something in you which is distinct is asking this question.
Yeah.
So I need comfort as what? I need comfort as what? I need comfort as a wife. I need comfort as a woman. I need comfort as a Indian. Who is that who is asking this question that I need comfort, that I want comfort?
The ego itself.
So is that a real entity?
No. It's created by me.
It's created again, it's the same illusion that is working. So in to have this conversation, there has to be at least two, right? So one of them is appearing as the, me, the daughter, or me, the wife, me, somebody, and the other me is the other. And the conversation is happening between these two, saying that, hey, will I be comfortable? Somebody is asking that question. So the seva bhava essentially is to bring about this inner purity. Because life, when depending upon the kind of conditioning that has gone in, the mind gets so steeply invested in this idea called, who I am.
Yeah.
I am, and the other, the me and the other, it's a very deeply invested idea.
Yes.
And seva is the antivirus for that. As I involve more and more in a selfless manner in the seva activity, the notion that I am separate from the other, and that is not a reality at all. In your every moment experience, you're just not noticing the reality. Tell me, what is the basis for the feeling of love that you have towards your daughter? What makes you feel that I love my daughter and I'm willing to give whatever that she requires, even at times, maybe, when you have to give birth, you are not sure whether you will survive or not.
Yeah.
What is that creates that bond? Just because that body appeared out of your body, is that what it is?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So that body that appeared out of you is no more there. Look at it, please.
Yeah, she has grown up now.
That body has vanished. So then who are you connected to as your daughter? What binds you and your daughter? The feeling that, she is mine.
Yes.
It's a feeling in your mind that you have put a certain, okay, it is mine. Like, for example, you go to your god room and you have so many, maybe, idols and photos. And for the sake of experiment, I'll say, bring one of those photos and stamp on it. Will you do it?
No.
Why?
No, I have that strong feeling within me that the God is the one who is looking after me and my family. So I can't do that. I'll not do it.
But some time back, that very photo was a paper, or not even a paper, was a tree. And as a tree, you cut tree, as a paper you have stamped, you use it for so many purposes. But now when that paper has taken the shape and form of some particular photo that you are invested in, it has suddenly become sacred.
Yes.
So is the sacredness in that thing that you're seeing, or where is sacredness coming out of?
It is from my mind.
It's in you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have invested the feeling of sacredness into that. Wherever you invest your sacredness, that becomes sacred. Wherever you invest your love, that becomes loving for you. You can invest hate also. So you have made your daughter yours. And we have also seen so many stories where, you know, the mother and the child also hate each other. It's all in how one invests their own feelings in life. You can love your country and you say, Bharat Mata ki Jai, my mother country, my motherland. You may say, what is this? This is nothing but stones and mud.
Yes, sir.
So going back to that talk, so Jnani starts from this very center when Jnani is functioning in life. That this is all coming out of nothing and going back into nothing. And that nothing is not an inert nothing. That nothing is the very center of love. The very center, you know, when you say, I love something, from where is this love coming? Examine the aspect called love. What is love? What is this feeling called love? Who taught you that? From where did you get this feeling called love? Did you learn by looking at Bollywood movies? What is the origin of love? From where is this feeling called love is coming? This is not something that has ever been taught to you. Your very nature is love. Love simply, we have misunderstood it as loving of another object. By looking at the Bollywood movie, by looking at how others around us behave, the love has got transferred to object. Oh, it is the object that I love. Some objects I hate. But love is inherent. The inherent feeling that I am not separate from anything can be the only basis of love. Please see. There cannot be love where there is hate. There cannot be love where there is separation. So the very fact that you are a loving being means that there is no separation. Because where there is separation, there cannot be love.
So how did you connect love with nothingness?
Nothingness means what? Nothingness means the so-called objective reality or the so-called various things is an illusion. So from where is this appearing, all these objects, and to where is this going? To something that, you know, we, for the time being, for the sake of conversation, being referred as nothing. Because it is not a thing. You are not a thing. You are no thing. But you think you are something. So you become somebody. So you are nothing. But that nothing, what is the quality of that nothing? What is your inherent quality? Your inherent quality is consciousness. The feeling of love that you say, I love something, or that feeling, that love that you have, that must be then inherent in you. So that what we call as that nothing, therefore is not a inert, when we use the word nothing, right? Oh, shunya, oh, it's like some inert object, like a stone. No, it is not like that. So in that way, all these divine feelings, when you say love is God, please see, the way all of us connect in life. Love is God. It's very clear that there is some feeling that makes you feel at peace. When you are in love, you are at peace. When you are compassionate, you are at peace. And what are you searching for in life? Peace. So it must be, therefore, the very at your very core, as an inherent thing. Does this make sense, Arjunji?
Absolutely. But because my realization right now has been that when you say no thing, it's nothing but pure consciousness.
Yeah. And love, kindness, compassion, they are all, see, what manifests as compassion. Compassion means what in the world? How do we define compassion? Oh, this person is so compassionate towards other beings. Look at how this person is looking after maybe, say, their parents, their sick people, or maybe the tree, or maybe the animal. So compassion is a flow of that love. The basis is love. And further, what is the basis? What is the basis of love? The only basis of love can be that there is no separation. Love is inherent in you, and love can be inherent only when there is no separation fundamentally. And that appears as compassion, that appears as kindness, and that what flows in life as service. You're not serving someone else. When the master says, do service, it is not as if, you're going to do a great service to the world. Because fundamentally, the jnani, the master, has realized that there is no other, and service every moment reminds. And as one gets established in service, one realizes that who I am serving is none other than me only. When I'm eating, I'm no way distinguishing between my 5 fingers. So that is the foundation of service.
So I have a question.
Yes, please.
So when I'm doing service, when I'm doing seva, I do it with the feeling as it's an like as an offering to God. I'm doing it. So from a Vedantic perspective, is it that I'm creating a boundary between me and God? I mean, how to analyze this further?
So as a practice, therefore, even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
do nishkama karma and do it as if with the feeling of you are serving the God in the other. So it is okay, because with the feeling that God is there in the other, who is God? In your concept, God is someone who is loving, kind, compassionate, omnipresent, omnipotent. So that which you and I cannot see by the eyes, but that which is inherently in everything. And that feeling definitely purifies the mind. And as the mind gets purified, then the sense of separation also naturally drops.
Okay.
So it's absolutely okay to look at the other, and if the sense of separation is there, to look at the God in the other. All the practices in the Indian culture are oriented towards bringing out sarvam khalvidam brahma as not as a philosophy, but as a living reality.
Okay.
The very act of namaste means I am bowing down to the divine in you.
Yes, sir.
The other way of looking at it is na aham aste. This ego doesn't exist. Only when ego doesn't exist can I really bow down. Because where is the separation? So living this moment to moment to moment is what seva is.
Yes.
I shared that movie link, no? What is it called, Saravananji in Tamil?
Erumbu.
Very nice movie. Very nice movie. Those two little children have such fantastic, when you see that, what is God, how God functions in life, it's evident, and that is not a made-up movie, because that is a reality. That is how life functions. What we have been calling as synchronicity. Sometimes we don't understand how this is happening, but it is happening. God walks along with you in every action of yours, in every thought of yours, in every feeling of yours, and is constantly guiding you towards your own godliness. So when the other appears and the other seems to be maybe a little curt, maybe a little harsh towards me, it is that God appearing as that Guru in that form. So the other is only there to help me realize this magical, mystical thing called as life.
I think Vijayji,
Yes.
It is the feeling of separation is the biggest, culprit. Like whenever with children, we feel a sense of connectedness, even though the body has already been separated from this body long back. Whatever mistakes or whatever shortcomings or shortfalls we see in children, it is very easy to accept that because there is a very strong sense of connectedness. But with no one else in this world, there is that strong sense of connectedness. And I think that when we are looking at children, we are looking at them not with how they are behaving towards us, but that abundance of love that we already have. So out of that love, because we are looking at them constantly, we forgive them, we forget all their mistakes, and we shower the same love throughout our life as parents. So that abundance of love is the treasure. We are love, we are peace, so we are happiness, we are joy. So we need to do everything out of the love that I have, out of the happiness that I have, rather than doing something for getting happiness or getting love. So the sense of expectation or the feeling to be reciprocated is very low when you look at your love towards your children, but it is very high when you look at anything else, anyone else. You want that reciprocation. If you are sweet, you want the other person to be sweet. If you are showing love, you want the other person to show love. But with children, you don't expect that. I feel the major reason for that is the abundance with which you act. So we act out of love, compassion. You are a giver with respect to children, but you are a beggar, as per Prabhuji. You are a beggar with respect to everyone else. So why is that sense of separation? Because of that sense of separation, I think there is all this conflict. So we should act like a, I mean, we should be a giver consciousness rather than a beggar consciousness. So once I understand that I am a giver, I am love, I am compassion, I am joy, I am peace, I am peace itself. So I should do everything out of joy rather than for joy. So when you do something out of happiness, out of love, there is no expectation and you are totally a giver. A giver is always a king and a seeker is always a beggar. So that is one thing which may help us in our daily routine, where you always can think that I am that, I can give everything. There is nothing I need to expect. So out of love, I can act. And another point I wanted to, just like you said previously, you stand in front of a dog, it barks. You stand in front of a tiger, it growls. So that is tathatha. It is the nature of every person to enact what is the mental makeup of the other person. So seeing everyone as, you are made up of gold, the other person is also gold. First connect yourself with the material, and then maybe you can connect that to God. Just like, to make it simple, I am made up of gold and the other person is also gold. So everyone else is gold. All are different ornaments. One may be a necklace, one may be a bangle. So we are different ornaments of the same material. So first get connected to the material, and then from gold to God. I think that way we can change our mind slowly in our day-to-day practice.
Very nice. Very nice. Tarunji, you wanted to say something more?
Yeah, so that that love you said, it's coming unconditional. And I think if one can show that unconditional love to anyone, as you said, like, without expectation, then I think there is going to be magic. And I've always felt very, very free when I offer something unconditional to a friend. And many times I consider, or I take the help of a friend gives me in an unconditional way, that frees me a lot, thinking like, you know what, oh, he has done it now, like, how, like, I have to do it again. Without that thought, okay, it's like, you know what, it happened, and thank you, done. And same way I would like to give, and like, don't expect anything. It's like done, and like, move on. Right? I think that I've always felt like makes me very free, practically, and giving, taking, like, just unconditional, like, there is nothing, go on, right? And that expectation is where, even with the child, at some point of time, the moment the expectation starts building up, are you saying this? And like, I have done so much, then like, right there, it's over. The glass is broken. Okay, so yeah, and as you said, all the people around, it's a movie, it's appearance, and like, I have no control over what I see, and like, it just, and it keeps changing, and only if I try to hold on to it, like, the problem starts. These are all I've been realizing lately, and like, trying to take it that way, when as early as possible, as closest to the occurrence, right? And like it just frees me. Yeah, it happens. It's going to change. It is changing, right? So then that suffering stops, slows down, stops, right? And the other thing, like one thinks that uh, there is separation uh, between the body, because like, hey, you know what, I'm thinking I'm doing right. I don't know how the other person is going to take it, is going to think. Even those emotions are being transmitted and is causing the response as well. And if I can change those feelings, emotions, that I don't doubt the other, um, I think it makes the connection very pure, irrespective of whatever the other has done, right? When someone says like he's like this, and I don't have to take because they are saying that, because it is how I see it is more matters to me more than what I hear about what others are saying, right? And if I can keep the channel open, very clean in terms of whether I doubt the other, right? I've seen that that oneness can, like, oneness does happen, right? Like I don't feel that um, consciously I'm trying to talk to please. No, it is just that I don't even realize that like that is going on. That moment is happening. It just because like when you are in sync, you don't even realize what is going on. It just happens. So I would say
This itself, what Sarvanji is saying, is Sadguru consciousness. Sadguru deals with everyone as a Sadguru. And that's why in the presence of Sadguru, transformation occurs. Because Sadguru has realized, first of all, that there is no other, and the other is essence only. So when Sadguru therefore says, you are that, then there is, you are that is what is really meant. There is no doubt. You are that because Aparoksha Anubhuti says that in essence everybody is same. No, it is not because. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. And have no doubt. Function. Remove the doubt. Remove the doubt. Remove all the if-then conditioning in life. What is that I have to lose by giving? What is that I'm going to hold? If I keep my doors and windows closed, the air in the room only becomes stale. And the more I open, the more the flow will be. More and more will flow. You are not a limited conduit. How much is determined by you and you alone. See, love is something that grows more and more when you give. Is it not? So what is there to hold? All right. So shall we end our today's contemplation? With that, we'll end here.